Malloy. Hey guys, this is Nerissa Malloy on IG and Facebook. Hello everybody. It's MLK Day. It's the day of freedom. So the title of my live today is Freedom at What Cost? Hey Angie, how you doing? Freedom at what cost? So I'm excited to come on today. I wanted to chat with you guys. I'm Nerissa Malloy, business coach and strategist, and I work with professional healthcare professionals and nurses to help them start a business. I give them the strategy that they need to get clear on their idea, execute, hold them accountable, to support everything they need so they can beat bedside burnout. So I want to chat about freedom at what cost? Yes, Angie, freedom at what cost? What does it cost for you to get the freedom that you desire? But first of all, we got to talk about what is freedom to you. Drop a comment in the chat if you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. But I want to know, what does freedom mean to you? Because freedom can mean so many different things. For some people, it can be freedom from credit card debt. It could be as little as $20,000 in credit cards to maybe a student loan, six-figure student loans. That can be freedom. It can be freedom as far as freedom of speech, being able to come here and talk live and share your story, be transparent with your family, your customers, freedom of speech. It could also be freedom from spirituality, freedom to come out and worship and say, yes, I love God. I know Christ. He died for me. And yeah, this is who I believe in, and I'm sharing that. Freedom of time, being able to, if you have family members that are ill, that you can say, you know what, I'm going to pick up and go and stay with them for a week and take care of them. Freedom to just say, you know what, it's time for me to get away. I'm burning out. I need to just pick up and go and maybe take a trip. Freedom can mean anything. It's all about independence, but it's independence at what cost? So why I want to chat about that is because we all talk about, we want to be free, we want independence, we want, time freedom, we want financial freedom, all these different things. But when you think about the sacrifices and the things that it takes for you to get there, are you really, really willing to take that sacrifice, to make that sacrifice? And I want you to think about today's MLK Day. Think about what Martin Luther King stood for and fought for, and the things that he had to sacrifice for us to get that freedom. Think about it in that retrospect, back then in those days, what it took. So I want you to think about, what is it going to take for you to get that freedom, whether it's freedom from your 9 to 5, freedom from your debt, freedom from addiction, freedom from, you name it. Drop some in the comments. What is it going to take for you to get the freedom that you desire? So for me, let me tell you, when I realized that I was bound by quite a couple of things, I'm going to talk about my 9 to 5 because I had to make a decision to walk away from my well-known job. I really did, but it was about freedom in a sense of, I had to think about my health, my sanity. Was it worth it? So again, when you're thinking about freedom, you got to think about, what is the sacrifice? It's either going to be my health. They're going to have to wheel me out of that job, or my family is going to be very upset. So when you're thinking about your freedom, the first thing I had to think about was not giving a damn about what people think, because people are going to judge you. People are not in your shoes. They are not in your situation. They don't know your circumstance, your capacity. But when you are binded by what people think about you, then you are going to be a slave to other people's opinions. And when you're a slave to other people's opinions, you're not living your free life. You're not being able to have experiences and just be authentically who you are, because you're so worried about what other people are going to think about you and how they're going to judge you. We all make mistakes. We all make decisions that we're not proud of. So if we stop looking back at our past circumstances, our regrets, our mistakes, our failures, if we release that, because that's all about what people think about you, and put a posture in place of, you know what, bump what people say. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to fail forward. I'm going to take that leap. I'm going to take those steps. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to set goals. I'm going to work towards them. And if I fall short, who cares what people think? I'm just going to get up and do it again. If you release that what people think, you'll be so much free to take more action. to take more risks, to do more of what you enjoy because you're not bound by what people think about you. So that's number one. I had to release the fact of what will people think if she's a nurse and she decided to, oh, she's going to do her business full time, or she's going to leave this job, or is she crazy, and all these different things. I'm not focused on that. I know that if God planted a vision inside of me and he says to move, then I better move, because delayed obedience is disobedience. And I've realized that a lot of things that I was experiencing was because of my delayed obedience. So that's number one, getting rid of what people think of you, releasing that. Number two, you have to release your ego. So listen, for my people that are in business, or you're in this, or you're pivoting from one business to the next, or even in a career, you know what you know, what you know. But when you step into new territory, when you step into something new that you have not done before, or you don't have all the experience, you're gonna have to let go of that ego, because all those degrees, certifications, all those things that you've accumulated, when it's just not time to step into a different territory, and you're gonna have to learn, you're gonna have to put that ego to the side and be a humble student and learn again. You're gonna have to meet people, you're gonna have to follow, be humble, and listen to what other people are saying. You're gonna have to be able to accept criticism, constructive criticism, of course. You're gonna have to be a student and learn from those people who are doing the things that you want to do. When it comes to entrepreneurship, it's different. It's not go to school, get your education, get your college nursing degree, go pass your boards, then get into residency program or orientation, and then get on the unit and you start working and making money. It's different. When you are in business and you're a business owner and you're thinking about starting a business and doing something new, you have to take action, apply, and earn and learn as you're doing it. So if you're sitting here thinking that you have to get all the information, get everything. Hey, Aki, yes, fail forward. If you're thinking that you have to get everything in place, you have to get everything perfect before I start, I have to get all these materials, I have to get all my items, I have to make sure all my marketing is done, I have to make sure my website is done, or I have to make sure that, I have this degree and this resume fixed and all of this before you do it, it's not going to work. There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect time. No such thing as a perfect time. I'm going to say it again. No such thing as a perfect time. There will never, ever be a perfect time. All you're doing is procrastinating because you're waiting to have everything in place. And it's not like your education where you get your degree and you graduate and you apply it. It's different when you decide to step into business ownership. You have to think about it differently, that you know what, I don't know it all, but I need to find the people that know it all so they can teach me. So as I'm applying everything and learning and earning, they can help me avoid all those costly mistakes. They can help me to avoid all those big money making mistakes because they've done it already. And if they can do it, they can teach me how to do it. So how am I going to dive myself down and become a student of the game and learn from them and apply it and earn? Hey, Tamu. So this is what we're talking about, how to shift from what freedom at what cost. It's going to have to take a shift from you being the expert in this space to you being a novice in this space. So again, when it comes to being a business owner and you're already a healthcare professional, you're already successful, you have all your degrees and certifications and all those awesome things, for you to step into unknown territory, like starting a business because you want more, you have more inside of you, you want to make a bigger impact, you want to do more. And of course you want to make more because there's a cap. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, there is no cap financially when I say a cap. So when you're at this point where you want to shift from an employee to an entrepreneur, you're going to have to make that shift and go from expert here in this arena to a novice here in this arena. So you're going to have to get rid of that ego. And the third most important thing that I realized that I needed to do to make a shift towards freedom is I had to get up on some bread. You got to pay to play. Because again, when you realize that you don't care what other people think, and you realize that, you know what, I'm not an expert. I need to get the help. So I need to put all my successes to the side and really focus on getting the support I need to be a success in this arena. Then you know you're going to have to come off of some bread to get the support and the help that you need. You're going to have to pay to play, and it takes a sacrifice. And again, that's the cost of freedom, because it's different when you get information for free. It's different when you Google information and you say how to start a business and you get all these things and you do it, but then you realize this piece doesn't apply to you, or this piece doesn't work for you, or you know what, this state has different regulations. You pay for that expertise, exactly. So you pay for the expertise, and it saves you time, it saves you the overwhelm and frustration. And that's what you're paying for. You're paying for other people's expertise. So a lot of times people will say, you know what, I paid for this thing and I didn't get what I wanted, or, you know, I paid for this coach, or I invested in this program and it didn't bring the results that I thought that I wanted, or whatever it was. Think about what is it that you missed out on, because initially you were paying for that person's expertise. So at either cost, you left out of there knowing more than you came in with. So you definitely were paying for that expertise, and it takes an investment. You show up different when you pay. Listen, when you know you're paying, you dropping some figures on a coach or on a program or a course, you're going to show up. You're going to have your book ready. You got your pen, you taking notes, your phone on do not disturb. You're not scrolling, like you really dedicated, because you know you paid your money. And it's a different kind of commitment when you just say, you know, I'm joining this free thing. Free, you don't even show up sometimes. But when you pay, you have a different posture. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the cost of freedom. It just looks different when you give up what people think about you, worrying about what people think. You give up the ego and you say, you know, I'm going to be a student and learn this game over here. And you decide, you know what, for me to get what I want, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to pay and pay. When I say you got to give up some bread, it's just because your commitment is different. So when you pay, your commitment is different. You show up different, and you want to work to get the results that you want. You're going to be an attentive student when you pay. It's just a different level of commitment when you pay to play. So those are the three things. I want to know which one for you to get the freedom that you need, whether it's in starting a business, clearing up some debt, even weight loss, whatever it is. If you desire freedom from one thing, what will it take? Is it worrying about what people think? Is it giving up your ego? You thinking that you're a success in this space and you got this over here? Or is it really a commitment of, you know, a sacrifice of, I'm going to have to invest some money to get the help that I need? Because ultimately what you know got you so far, and what other people know is what's going to help you get to your next level. All right, Angie, take care. So yeah, share this broadcast for anybody that you know that are looking to get into entrepreneurship, that, you know, just need to hear this. A sister girl, someone that needs to understand what it costs to get the freedom, what it costs for you to get the results that you need. It's really going to take a sacrifice. So that's it for me. Drop a chat in a comment. Let me know where you're from, and let me know which one is it going to take for you to get the freedom that you desire. Is it one, release what people think? Two, dying to the ego? Or three, a financial commitment, a financial sacrifice? That's right. I'm telling you, when you sacrifice your finances, it's totally different. You see a result, and it's not, I don't want you to even look at it as a sacrifice, because either way it hurts, because you're like, damn, this money. But think about it. What is it going to make me? If I take this money right here and say, I'm going to invest this in this program, in this service, in this knowledge that someone else is going to give me, how much is that going to position me to make? And that's the biggest thing. What are you in position to make when you make that sacrifice? So when you think about how long it's taking you to make that decision, to make that investment, how long is it keeping you from making what you want? If you know this $1,000 is going to help you make $10,000, if it's going to position you to create that business that's going to bring you in $10,000, how long is it going to take you to make that investment? The more you wait on that investment is the more you're going to wait to get that money back. It's simple as that. So stop procrastinating. If freedom is what you want, get it at all costs. And I mean all costs legally and legitly, of course. But just you're gonna have to give up what people think, you're gonna have to give up your ego, and you're gonna have to give up some bread. And that's just the reality of it. For you to get the freedom that you want, the independence in whatever area it is, freedom of your time freedom, your money free, financial freedom, spiritual, whatever it is, you're gonna have to give up something, you're gonna have to sacrifice something, and just look at it as, what is this going to bring me? So on this MLK Day, this is what we're doing. We're giving gratitude to Dr. King, of course, and this is why I thought about the freedom piece, because he fought for our freedom, and what he went through, I know some of us may be going through that in a different aspect, but I don't even know if it's at that price point, at that, not even price point, at that cost, at that sacrifice that he sacrificed his whole life for our freedom. So if he can sacrifice his life for our freedom, what can you sacrifice for your freedom that is not even costing you your life? Real talk. What are you willing to sacrifice today to get the freedom that you want? Whether it's building a legacy financially for your family, you and your family, creating the wealth that you desire, getting a new home. What is it going to take for you to get into position to get the sacrifice? I'm sorry, to get the freedom that you desire. I love you too, Tamu. What is it going to take? So that's it. That's my message for today on Freedom Monday. Usually do a marketing Monday message in my free Facebook group for healthcare professionals and nurses that are looking to start and grow their business. If you want to be a part of that group, head to the link in my bio, my Unshakable Success community. Make sure you join. Get in there. It's going to ask you a few questions to just see where you are as far as starting a business and growing your business. But ultimately, it's a community for us healthcare workers to avoid burnout. We have special guests, we have trainings, and a lot of different things we're doing and branching off to this year. So make sure you head to my bio, click the link so that you can be a part of the Facebook community, so we can grow as a community. We can pour into each other, collaborate, network, and of course, help to make an impact beyond the bedside. So this is Nerissa Malloy. This was great. Love you guys. Peace out. Have a great day.